Hey friends, my name is Jackson and welcome back to my channel, Gender Not Found. I'm actually uploading a video as I'm doing this on my phone, not on my computer. So I'm gonna be looking at r slash excuse me, r slash AmItheEx. Hang on. I have to get to my save posts. There's a few. Okay, so the first one I'm going to be looking at, just ignore that. Am I the asshole for not accepting my 42 male girlfriend? Okay, the guy is 42. Okay, the OP is 42 male and the girlfriend is 31 female. Am I the asshole for not accepting my girlfriend's apologies after an argument that she started? And then the auto moderator posts the post. Been dating my girlfriend for 7 weeks now. She's sweet, thoughtful, and I love her a lot. Things were going great until recently when we were joking around and she said something that hurt my feelings. Well, I do believe her that she didn't mean it the way it came out, and I don't hold it against her. It still doesn't change the fact that she needs to take accountability. I spent several hours explaining why it hurt me, being very patient with her, and I feel like she squandered multiple opportunities to make it right. She apologized 4 times, but she wouldn't say what I clearly told her I needed to hear, so they didn't seem genuine. She kept looking at me like she didn't know what to do, expecting me to make the situation better, and I wasn't going to give that to her. I'll be honest, there was some raised voices on my part because I felt like she was emotionally extorting me. I had to tell her some hard truths about herself. Yes, it's difficult to hear what you've done wrong, and yes, I should have kept my mouth shut to respect her boundaries about raising my voice, not screaming at her like she labeled it. But she needs to give me some grace here, like I extended to her for her comment. Plus, I was very sleep deprived, had a very stressful week at work because I'm distracted by our relationship. Another thing I don't hold against her, and I felt like she had been doing some or all of Darvo to me with her apologies. DARVO. What? Okay, hang on. Okay, we're gonna read the rest of the story and then I'm gonna look up what Darvo is because I don't get it. It's in all caps. It's DARVO. But I take responsibility for what I couldn't leave unsaid instead of keeping the peace by staying quiet about what I think of her behavior. We didn't resolve things that night and I went home still upset. She's giving me the silent treatment now. Again, expecting me to do all of the work to fix our relationship when I already put in way more effort than she has. I've tried everything. I left a gift on her porch with a 10-page letter to let her know how seriously I take this and how I feel about her. I would have given it to her in person, but she wasn't home from work at her usual time, so that's on her, is it now? I bought us tickets to an event and she didn't show. I also sent her 3 separate emails and told her I would even give her a 5th chance to apologize. She's already apologized. Nothing. I am compromising a lot here, but she's not doing her part. We both started this fight, so we both need to fix it. I'm still hurt, and I know deep down she wants to be here for me, but I don't know whatever perfect thing she's expecting me to say, and unlike me, she doesn't communicate what she needs. I'm pretty sure she's the asshole in this situation, but I'm always willing to listen to new perspectives so I can grow as a person and take accountability for my part in this, however small that may be. I think I could be the asshole because I didn't accept her apologies, but only because they weren't genuine. Am I the asshole? Okay, so they weren't genuine. Okay, let's see what the comments say because, yeah. Okay, so the first comment says, a 7-week relationship, and he's writing her 10-page dissertations about how he's upset she didn't apologize in exactly the way he wants, coupled with love bombing and emails. OOP is a hot mess, and I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a girlfriend anymore. Yeah, or at least he shouldn't. And he's 40 goddamn 2 years old. On my initial read, I thought he was like 19. Wait, what? Scrolls back up. Jesus. What the fuck? Seriously? I too thought he was oldest at 19. Ugh. I too thought he was at oldest 19. I thought like 14 years old. And then there's that face where you would go like it's basically a zero and then an underscore and then a zero. So if you can imagine what that looks like. No! 42, yikes, that's a runaway situation. Stop it, I lost it at that point. Dude is a stalker. Let's recap. Spent hours explaining to her how she hurt him. 4 apologies weren't enough because the format was incorrect. In love after 7 weeks. Can't function at work because of his burning love. All of her faults that he magnanimously overlooks. Loki is stalking her for his correct apology, gift bombardment, and 10-page manifesto. I hope that poor woman straight up moved. Here's one of his other comments. I'm an intense person. I'm passionate. With passionate love comes passionate anger. Maybe that's too much for a woman I've only known a couple months and wasn't exclusive with. But if that's the case, she's not right for me. I just don't want to make the call and break up with her until I hear her final attempt to apologize. I'm willing to give her that. She just has to meet me halfway. Halfway equals 100% the precise way in which we agree that she's entirely at fault. Who boy. Yeah, when I was in an emotionally abusive relationship in my 20s, I also described it as passionate. That was me just rationalizing how utterly toxic it was. Yeah, for sure. Um, okay, yeah, spent hours explaining to her how she hurt him. That's low key exactly what Daniel used to do. Like, I don't I don't say my dad because he's not my dad, because an actual dad loves and cares about their kids and doesn't abuse them. But essentially, yeah, my dad used to give speeches like that where he would talk about that kind of shit for like hours on end. So, yeah, basically he's doing exactly what Daniel did. And then 4 apologies weren't enough because the format was incorrect. Exactly. That sounds this is all stuff that Daniel would do, basically. By the way, I also just want to say at this point that when I when I in October of this year, it will have been 15 years since Daniel he left um we went into foster care, my sister and I, when I was 15, and that's when he like just took off, like ran off. So he will have at when October hits, he will have not been in my life longer than he will have been in my life at that point, because it's been 15 years by this point. So that's exactly the halfway point, and he will have been out of my life exactly as long as he will have been in my life. And me and my mom were actually making plans to like go and celebrate. Like I was gonna suggest we could, I don't know, go out to dinner or even just go get ice cream or something, like anything to celebrate. I I messaged her a couple of weeks back saying how cool it was that he was gonna have been out of our life 15 years. And it sounds weird, right? Because like most kids, when their parent leaves, they actually miss them and like they're sad about it. But in this case, him leaving was actually the best thing that ever happened. So when I messaged my mom a few weeks back, like telling her, oh, he's gonna have been gone for 15 years, we should celebrate. She said that it was a really good idea and she was getting all happy about it because, you know, I'm sure she wants to celebrate that too. He will have not been in my life as long as he will have been in my life, and any point past that, like, as soon as it goes past like when he disappeared, at that point he will have not been in my life longer than he will have been in my life. So he will at that point have not been in my life for the better part of my life. So yeah, it's been almost 15 years without him and I am super happy about that. I am really, really excited and happy that he is. It feels weird because, like, it doesn't seem like it's been that long because of, like, everything that's happened, and everything just seems like it's been moving super fast for, like, such a long time. Like, since I moved out, things have slowed down. Like, so over the last 2 years, things have slowed down, I'd say quite a bit, because now I feel like settled and like I can get back to, you know, living my life again and enjoying life. You know, I'm not. I don't have to worry about Daniel. I'm not living with my sister or dealing with her at all because, I cut her off like 2 years ago. So, actually, yeah, in February, it would have been 2 years since I cut her off. So, yeah, I cut her off more than 2 years ago at this point. But, yeah, I'm not dealing with my sister. So, there's that because she was definitely, at least after Daniel left, a huge part of, like, the main part of my stress. I'd say she was about 85% of my stress. That seems like a lot, but it was a lot. And that maybe that's just me being generous. She was probably more like 90% of my stress because of just the way she behaved. And I know she's a good person deep down. I've never doubted that. I've never doubted she's still a good person. I never doubted that she loves me. But the way that she treats me is not how I would want to be treated anymore, and I'm not gonna stand for it. So, basically, what I'm saying is, I feel much happier. I mean, I'm still having issues, but in comparison to what I was dealing with for 2.5 decades, I'd say what I'm dealing with now is like nothing compared to that. Like, just to give you guys like a comparison, this roof issue right now and also the past issues I've had with my landlord, they're only accounting for maybe 20% of my stress, maybe 25. But it, it sounds like I mean, when you measure it against like 100% of my stress, like, you know what I mean. It's like I don't have that much stress anymore. Like, it was I feel like I'm not explaining it very well, but anyway, let's find a new comment thread. Oh, never mind. Someone has another comment. Also, I am gleaming from the replies to his now deleted comments that her joke was about how he came and she didn't, and then she had to take plan B as a precaution. So all of this braiding, excuse me, explaining from him is happening while she is going through the physical effects of plan B. He's such an asshole. I don't know anything about plan B. I'll look that up after too. But also, someone replies to that. This was shared on r/am I the devil, and someone shared in the comments. Uh, Someone shared in these comments that there was a bunch of comments from OP. Okay, I didn't say what her comment was because I was trying to be respectful to her and protect her privacy, but it seems like a lot of people are misunderstanding how mean she was being and thinking I'm at fault here. So if it helps to see the whole picture, she had to take Plan B after a condom broke and was feeling emotional achy from it. So I brought her flowers and ice cream and planned to have a movie night with her. I said I was sorry her body had to go through this, and her response to that was that she was glad all my body had to go through was an orgasm. And then the next comment says, and the thing is, I had asked her if she wanted to come, and she said it was okay that I did, and she didn't. So it feels like she was trying to trick me into that so she could resent me and hold it over my head. Next Another comment says, so here I was going above and beyond to support her, and she decided that was the time to twist the knife and basically say to my face, at least you got to have an orgasm. And then the last comment is, she claimed she meant that she was glad I wasn't the one who had to endure the side effects of Plan B, but that's not what she said at all. Okay, well, people don't say what they mean, which is something that is difficult for me as an autistic person because I take everything people say literally, and I kind of take the things people say at face value. For an example, if you're clearly upset, I can't catch I can't really catch on to that. Like, I can tell that you're upset, but if I ask you if you're upset and then you say no, I'm not upset, then I'm gonna be like, okay, then don't act upset. Let's just hang out and do whatever together. I don't know. So Okay, actually, an example from a few years ago. So there was this big freaking fight over. My sister had been at my mom's house the previous day, and this was back in like I think before COVID was a thing. I don't exactly remember. Either it was before COVID and I was living with my mom, or it was during COVID, in which time I was also living with my mom, but it was like, I don't know, sometime in 2021 when things were improving and my sister could come over again. But she had been at my mom's house the previous day and I guess left out a lasagna plate or something, and my mom was ticked off that I had left it out because she thought I had left it out, and then we got into this big, like, fight about it because I was telling her, "No, I didn't leave it out," and I don't know, my mom was getting ticked off about it, and so I was saying I didn't leave it out, and then my mom was, like, getting really ticked off about it, so I just fucking apologized to her, and she was still, like, really mad for some reason that I couldn't understand, and she was and I was like, "Okay, do you want me to lie?" And but because like I was saying I didn't leave it out, and then and then she was like, "Oh," and then she was like getting upset about it, and then it was like, "Okay, well, I'm telling the truth, so do you want me to lie?" And then she said no, and I said, "Well, I'm telling the truth and you're mad at me for telling the truth, so obviously you want me to lie. So you don't want me to tell the truth and you don't want me to lie. So what do you want me to do?" And then it became a big fucking fight between us, and I tried to apologize, and she was still pretty pissed off at this point, and like it just turned into a big thing, and she got over it eventually. But even when I apologized, she was like, "Oh, I don't want to hang out with you right now because I'm gonna be a baby and I'm gonna be all pissed off because you told the truth and now I'm mad at you for telling the truth." Like, it's ridiculous. And also, I don't get why people don't say what they mean. Like, okay, honestly, I don't know. It was just really dumb, and the whole thing was just really dumb. And now that I think about it, I think it was during that very short period, well, where I was living with my mom, and it was like late 2018, or it was 2019, I believe. Like, I was living with her for a couple of months after 2019, and then I moved in with my sister, lived there for like 5 or 6 months. Pandemic hit, I moved back in with my mom. Yeah, that's it. And that was during the same timeline that I also had a kitten and then had to give the kitten away like a month later because I was in a bad situation with my sister. And honestly, think I I was like, I keep thinking about what I could have done differently in that situation, and I was like, and sometimes I'll say to my mom, well, if I had held out a few more months, then the pandemic would have come, and then I would have been safe and I would have been able to keep my kitten. But honestly, I don't know how that would have worked because the dog Dasher at the time, he was put down in 2020. He was actually, the 4-year anniversary of his death is coming up, so that's depressing and I don't want to think about it. But basically, um, basically, I the dog didn't like cats, and or he didn't seem to like other animals in his house either. But so, especially cats, he just wasn't a fan. So honestly, could that have worked out? I guess so. The thing is, I guess the questions are, would my mom have made me get rid of the cat? And the answer is most probably not. Like, I seriously doubt she would have maybe get rid of a cat that was already mine that I owned, like during the time of the pandemic. We probably would have tried to work it out, but the other question is, could it have worked with the dog and me living with her for 2 years and just the entire situation overall? I really don't know if that would have been possible for it to work out. I don't know. It's just I know I I know I'm over it and I am over it, and at least I keep saying I'm over it again. I don't know. I say I'm over it, but it's still just something I think about from time to time. Like, is there a way that if I kept my cat until I was able to move in with my mom via the pandemic, could it have worked out? Possibly, possibly not. I don't know. I guess we're never going to know. Honestly, at this point, I don't know. I need to stop thinking about it because thinking about it just makes me feel sad because I know I had to do it. I know I was protecting this cat, but at the same time, I mean, even if I had held out to the pandemic, I don't know if it would have gone all that well. And, like, could we have sorted it out? I don't know. And there's, like, a lot of things to consider. And honestly, it's just like, it doesn't matter because it happened the way it happened, and like there's no going back and changing things because it's not like we have a time machine or something, or that we can go back in time and change things. And if I could, would I even change it? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Things happen for the best, maybe. I don't know, just the whole situation is a lot whenever I think about it, so I try not to think about it. It just pops into my head still, rarely, but from time to time I do think about it. I just try not to dwell on it. And then someone replies to all of this guy's comments, the OP's comments. Ugh, this guy is just, and then there's some kind of meme says the worst. But I think he's singing it. What? Okay, and then someone says, "What the actual fuck? This guy cannot be serious. SMH." She claims she meant that she was glad I wasn't the one who had to endure the side effects of Plan B, but that's not what she said at all. Good fucking lord, this line made me want to punch this dude. As I read how he was presenting what she said, I couldn't even take it any way but how she said she meant it. Wait, they're not even exclusive? Wait, they're not exclusive? Apparently his everlasting love doesn't extend to exclusivity. So usually I don't share usernames, but I kind of have to show this one because it's this person's name is uninteresting vagina. I think that's hilarious. I hope that it's because she didn't want to be exclusive because she had misgivings. This could have been my ex. I didn't see it until it was too late because of the intense love bombing, and I was stuck for 4.5 years with this. He would yell for hours explaining how I had offended him, didn't say hello when he came home with appropriate emotion and excitement, said something like hi, no, goodbye. I'd rather go to the store later with attitude, and needed to apologize to his standard and how my apologies weren't adequate. Hours and hours until I was hysterical with placations. And then people were talking about how they have exes like that, and talking about their exes and a bunch of stuff. And some of it is personal stuff that I don't really want to go into, so we're gonna not. But I do want to share one more little story from my past that also happened with Daniel that it was it kind of bothered me at the time, but now I just find it kind of fucking hilarious because, so as you guys know, I didn't get diagnosed with autism until I was 17. If you didn't know that, now you know. But when I was like a kid, I didn't I didn't know I had autism, so I didn't understand where some of my behavior was coming from. So a lot of the stuff that I did, I didn't understand why I did it, and kids at school called me a weirdo, and I was always like, yeah, I am a weirdo. Where the hell is that coming from? But I never understood it. Anyway, this isn't about that. There's a lot of stories I could tell about, kids at school being mean to me and getting bullied and whatnot, but I, I gotta tell you guys about the middle school field trip sometime. But anyway, this one happened with Daniel. So, I was like probably 9 or 10. So, my Daniel was apparently upset with me because I never asked him how his day was when I came home from school. Like, he would always ask about my day, and then I would tell him. And then he got upset with me, and he was like, "Why don't you ever ask about my day when you get home from school?" So guess what I did the next day? I came home from school, and I asked him about his day because that's what he wants, right? And he was like, "Don't ask about my day if you don't mean it." And I was like, "What the?" And then he walked away, and I was like, "What the fuck just happened? What just happened?" Like, he told me to ask about his day, and then I ask about his day, and he gets mad at me for asking about his day. It's one of those things that people do that is it's just stupid. It's just so stupid. Like, I have to use the bathroom, but I'll be back with a few more stories. But I just want to say, it's just dumb. Like, if you ask if you ask someone to, like, I don't know, ask you a question or something, then you shouldn't be surprised when that's exactly what they do. Or don't get mad at them when they ask you a question that you ask them to ask. I don't. It's just silly. I don't know. I look back on it and laugh now. And it wasn't even one of those things that he did that scared me at the time. It was one of those things that just it didn't even scare me, which most of what he did scared me. Like, most of the incidents that we had together scared me, but that didn't even scare me. It just freaking baffled me. Because why would you tell me to ask about your day if you're going to just be mad at me when I ask about your day? What? That doesn't even make any sense. Okay, I'll be right back with a few stories. Hey friends, I'm back. Hang on, because I looked some stuff up online while I was gone. So I looked up Darvo and I looked up Plan B, and I'm going to read from the internet now. So Darvo is deny, attack, reverse victim, and offender, which is shortened to Darvo, DARVO, is a tactic a person may use to deflect responsibility onto an individual that they have abused. It is a form of manipulation a person may use to discredit a survivor's experience. So basically what Daniel used to do. Same type of thing. And also the Plan B side effects, because I wanted to see why they were talking about how she was feeling like she was going through the physical effects of Plan B. So, side effects of the morning after pill, which is what Plan B is, which typically lasts a few days, might include nausea, vomiting, dizziness, fatigue, headache, breast tenderness, bleeding through between periods or heavier menstrual bleeding, lower abdominal pain, and cramps. I'm sure there's more stuff, but I'm not going to read through all of them, but there's like a bunch. Anyway, so, oh wait, I just tossed my phone away and I was like, no, actually, I need that so I can read more stories to you guys from Reddit. So I'm gonna read, like, I don't know, at least a couple more. I have some. Aha! Here's one. I just saved a bunch of stuff, so I'm going through like my save posts to find the AmItheEx posts. Anyway, he wants to save his marriage, but she keeps saying she wants a divorce and cries when he tries to fifth wheel their kids' playdates. This is my first post like this. My wife, 32 female, and myself, 29 male, have a 2-year-old son and have been married 2 years together for 6. And have been married for 2 years and together for 6. Me and my wife both work from home and see each other all day. Things have been a little rocky, but we have always made it through. This started back in December when my wife met a single dad at a children's playground. They hit it off, and I encouraged her to get his number so they can arrange playdates. She got his number, and they go on multiple playdates. They go on multiple playdates a week. He only has his kid every other week. The first thing I noticed was my wife hiding her phone from me. I don't look at her phone, but I confronted her and asked why she's hiding it. We talked and things got resolved, but she started talking about him all the time. She even wants to hang out one-on-one with him. No kids. I've agreed to that and they had a good time. My main issue is that she refuses to let me meet this man. I've not had her stay home, but occasionally I ask to come along so I can play too. It's always a fight. She doesn't want me making things weird by meeting him. I told her I have a right to know who is around my son multiple times a week and just want to meet. They have been hanging out for months at this point, mainly with the kids, but I don't want to be forced to stay home at times just because she is going to meet up with him. My wife is a good wife and a good mom. I don't believe she is cheating, but she says things to me that would make any man upset, including if I could do anything right now, I would be hanging out at his house, or I manifested this man, or even if I have to wait 50 years, I will be with this man, or I never said I just like him as a person. These things hurt to hear, but I've convinced myself that she says it out of anger. What? Ultimately, the question is, am I the asshole for trying to come along on these playdates? Asshole is spelled ASSWHOLE, by the way. Just want to point that out. I'm not trying to be overbearing to my wife, and I want her to have her own friends, but when she says the things she does, I feel jealous and alarmed. We are going to counseling. Also, am I the asshole in general for being this worried? Honestly, I hope I'm the asshole. Okay, so, edit, I've read some comments and I just hate this situation. Both my dad and my aunt have seen them hanging out. One at the park and one at the kids' playground. They just saw them laughing and talking, but not holding hands or anything. At this point, my wife has been chilly to me all day. After I said I would go to the museum with them last night. To be fair, I had already said she could go alone with our son and this man, but I changed my mind and said that I was coming too. It went from that to me being called controlling and jealous. I said anybody would be jealous hearing the things you say about this man versus me. She told me some rude but true things about my dad, and I said some absolutely horrible made up shit about her dad. I feel horrible. She said she sees me all day. We work together, and this is her social time. We went to the museum, and of course this man didn't show up because she has told him. My wife then sat with tears in her eyes the entire time, not saying a word to me. She still has plans to hang with him at a later date. She's not touching me. We have a dancing date next Thursday, and I hope that helps. Edit number 2. Everyone is telling me it's over, so it is she, basically. I don't have any legal standing to kick her out because it's an apartment and we are both on the lease. I don't want her to be homeless, but I also don't want to be forced out to my family with my son. Without my son. We only have one car, so how can we split that? And our small savings. Without a car or savings, an apartment is going to be hard. I'll try to wait it out some. I feel so stupid for encouraging this. I was just trying to let my wife have a social group outside of me. She is very driven to grow, and I'm trying to keep up, but it feels futile. I can't physically stop her from doing anything, and all of our assets are joint, so I can't ban her from the car. And that's not the relationship with the husband I want to be. But every time I ask her to slow down, I get attacked. Am I just stuck in a loveless marriage for 15 more years? Is there no way to repair this? Edit 3, we are going to talk to her mom on Sunday, and I hope that helps things. But I said mean things about her dad, so her mom might not be too pleased. I'm worried she will just leave me. That's what she is saying now. I'm not a doormat, but I will bend over backwards to make my partner happy. We are just doing our job in the house in separate rooms. I don't want to just fade into the background. I wish I controlled this situation. This is all helping me be more determined that how I'm being treated and talked to isn't right. Edit 4, we are at work right now. I could probably get her phone, but I can't be physical if she tries to fight me for it. I'm going to get this guy's number and try to set up a play date tonight with our kids. If he doesn't respond, I will just get a ride to their next play date. I feel as if this is unsalvageable, but maybe if a friend understands what he's causing, he will step away like a gentleman. My wife might still leave me, but I'm not going to watch as she tiptoes into a relationship with him. Update, I did it. I took my wife's phone and called him. He picked right up. Told him I'm her husband, and I've been trying to meet with him for a while now, but every time I do, it doesn't happen. That I'm not sure if he knows the issues he is creating. That I don't have an issue with him or them being friends, but at this point, it's more than that. Told him what. Told him the things my wife has said to me about him and how embarrassing this is. I laid my cards out on the table, and it sounds like he accepted them. My wife told me again she wants a divorce. Well, she can wait till it happens to be talking with another man. I'm still going to try to salvage my relationship with her, but it's going to take some time. I will also be periodically checking her phone for communications with her. I hope this can begin a journey back to love, and I hope he respects himself to stay. And I hope he respects himself to stay out of another man's relationship. Oh, I just commented on this earlier. I can't tell if this guy is delusional or just dumb. She's telling him she's in love with her. Uh, Obviously, a fair partner, but he thinks there's something worth saving. Bless her heart. Edit ad. I think this is fake. Since he posted it, he's managed to call the boyfriend, confirm it's an affair, discussed with the wife, decided on divorce, and they've both contacted lawyers. But she says things to me that would make any man upset, including if I could do anything right now, I would be hanging out at his house. Or, I manifested this man, or even if I have to wait 50 years, I will be with this man. God, she's going to be sending OOP the wedding invitation, and he'll be like, how can she do this to me, her husband? Doesn't she realize it looks like something is going on between them? Yeah, I know, right? Like, these are my thoughts. That part, especially the last one about, I never said I just like him as a person. Oh, what made me think this is fake? Surely nobody could be that delusional. The boyfriend will move in and he will still think they are just friends. Now they're showing the main room and I'm in the spare room. Am I reading too much into this? We're having another baby and I'm overjoyed, but she says it's not mine, and she wants to put our new roommate's name on the birth certificate. Should I be worried? She keeps telling me she doesn't like me, I can't live here, and we aren't married. What gift can I pick up from the drugstore that will save my marriage? Oh. Yeah, this poor guy, and even if he did manage to call this guy and let him know that he's the husband. Let him know that he's her husband and he doesn't want anything further happening, and he, like, the other guy stays away. There's nothing stopping. She's still gonna leave, whether or not then she's just gonna leave, and she's probably still gonna try to be with this guy because she obviously loves him and wants him. So if she doesn't have a husband anymore, then the other guy isn't going to see it as a problem, probably. If the relationship, like if the marriage ends, there was nothing stopping this guy from, doing stuff with her. Anyway. I am going to. I think there's a couple more. Okay. I really want to do a best of weather updates video, so I might do that in the next couple days. I don't have a movie again till Tuesday, I think. Or it'll be either Monday or Tuesday. I changed my dates around because it was going to be disgusting and rainy today, so I decided to go another day instead. So I changed my movies around for the next few days. So instead of going today, I went yesterday, and then I went and got some groceries after. My mom's away on a trip right now, so she can't take me shopping until Thursday. So if I need to get groceries, I have to go myself, which means I can only get a few at a time, so I have to get them in like short bursts because I can't just do a huge grocery shopping. So basically, I bought my food for the next 2 weeks, at least most of it that I could have in the house. Like, I got chicken in the freezer, I have bread in the freezer, but I'm gonna have to pick up. So I was at the store last night and I bought a couple of things, and I'm gonna have to pick up a couple of things after my next movie so that I can I'm gonna have to pick up a couple of things after my next movie if I need it. Okay. This is gonna be this is gonna be the last one because one, I can't stop yawning, and two, my mouth is like, I just feel like anyway, I this is gonna be the last one. To be fair, I think OOP's ex purposely made it vague so she's the one to officially end it so he wouldn't feel as guilty. Okay, my boyfriend, 30, and I got into a small argument at dinner. He then ghosted me for a week. I texted him to see if everything was okay and if I can see him next weekend. He texted me saying he needed space and he didn't want to see me. I asked if we were done, and he didn't reply until the next following week. A little background: his mom was diagnosed with cancer last year. I was always there for him during that time. Our relationship was going well. Lately, our relationship has been okay. Definitely not the same like before. We used to see each other once a week, and now we only see each other 2 to 3 times a week. The connection has decreased. I love him and care for him very much. Anyways, we got into a small argument at dinner, and now we are basically done. I am so sorry I'm responding so late. I've had a lot going on, and this added a lot of extra stress I couldn't deal with. First of all, you're someone I consider important to me. I care a lot about you and truly value you as a person. I apologize I didn't reply. I haven't been this stressed in life ever, and our situation paired with what I have going on just pushed me out of my balance zone. I'm sure I hurt you, and I'm truly sorry. You were always, always there for me. This was nothing personal or spiteful against you. I'm sorry I ghosted you and ignored you for so long. I wanted time away, but you calling me and texting me made me feel suffocated, so I continued to ignore you. I want to continue to get space. I think I need to grow as a person along with my mom along with being with my mom as much as possible, as I don't know what the future holds for me. I love you and want to continue, but I need to do a lot of soul searching to figure out who I am and what I need to do. I love you and I'm sorry for the hurt I caused. You will always have a special place in my heart. I hope you know what we shared was unique and special to me. I loved every single moment with you, and I hope this isn't goodbye. I'm sorry for the hurt I caused you. You deserve better and you deserve to be happy. I need advice on if I should move on. Do you think he is done? Oh, okay. I'm trying to find. I don't know what I'm trying to find. Anyway, he's only using past tense language when describing their relationship. I hope you know what we shared was unique and special to me. It's over, and he's too much of a coward to just say it outright. Or maybe he's just trying too hard to be gentle. Whichever, it's over. While I agree it's over, I'd also like to point out that OOP's description of their argument is even more vague than his note. She doesn't tell us what it was about and simply tells that it was a small argument. Now, maybe it was one of those little things that couples argue about, pet peeves, just having a bad day, etc. But I've lived enough life to know that too many times what one person thinks is just a small argument was actually much bigger and much more important than they were letting on. Whatever it was, though, it's obvious her ex was pulling away from the relationship for a while. OOP should definitely move on, but I've lived enough life to know that too many times what one person thinks is just a small argument was actually much bigger and much more important than they are letting on. I have a strong suspicion that the argument involved how much time he was devoting to caring for his sick mother. OP goes to great pains to mention how much the illness affected the time they were spending together, but makes no mention in the outcome of the treatments or the mother's condition. The ex also specifically mentone, 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 Oh, mentioned. I think that is what this person is trying to say. The ex also specifically mentioned a couple of things that indicate to that OOP is downplaying parts. He said this was nothing personal or spiteful against you, which sounds like wording she used when trying to contact him and he's trying to diffuse. What in the argument was said that he'd want to be spiteful over? He also talks about the amount of stress he was under since his mom got sick, pushed him out of his balance and needing to spend time with his mom because the future is unsure, which sounds like her health isn't in the best place right now. To me, his message in combination with OP's post sounds like a guy in an impossible situation to keep his head above water, taking care to keep trying to keep his head above water, taking care of his sick mom, while trying to not be neglectful to his girlfriend. His mom only has so much time left. He got tired of defending the amount of time he's spending with her before she passes. OOP is being selfish. Yeah, I agree with this. I'm not 100% sure what's happening here, but OOP's, not OOP's boyfriend sounds like a super nice guy who's just looking out for the best of his mom and wants to spend time with her before she inevitably possibly dies. I've been lucky enough to never have a situation where I've had a family member battling cancer. I mean, I have had some family members who have dealt with cancer, just not in my lifetime, or not in my lifetime, in my like I've never been personally involved with that kind of situation. Is I guess is what I'm trying to say. I hope I'm explaining it well enough. But anyway, uh, what, basically what I'm saying is, yeah, OOP's boyfriend. I mean, sounds like just a really good guy who wants to spend time with his mom and who uh, really cares about his mom. And yeah, his mom is more important at this point. I hate to say it, but yes, in like the in some cases you just have to choose family like over your girlfriend or boyfriend or partner or whoever. Like you have to no. Everyone I've seen all these everyone keeps talking about you got to put your partner first. Your partner is the most important. No, family is the most important. Your mom, your dad, your siblings, your grandparents, your uncles, your aunts, they're the most important, which is a big part of why I'm not getting into any romantic relationship, like, ever again. Because I put my family first, and if I have a partner who knows I'm putting my family first, like, if I have a partner who expects me to put them first, then I can't deal with that, even though they're my Anyway, I hope I'm explaining it well enough. But I think I I think I'm gonna be done with this video because of just there's a lot going on in my head right now. Like the situation with the landlord. I'm looking into getting my snake, which is a lot for me right now. Regardless, I am gonna get off of this video. I know it's much shorter than what I normally do, but I am planning to make another video soon, so it'll either be a part 2 to this video, or it'll be like another video that'll just be longer, because this is gonna be less than an hour by the time I upload it, and all of that. But also, my last AmItheEx video was also about an hour, so maybe that's not so bad. I don't know, it's all I can do for tonight because of just everything that's happening, and I'm just dealing with a lot right now, so I have a lot going on. I needed to make a video just because I felt the way that I feel, because all my stuff and whatnot. But anyway, so I'm just gonna go. I love each and every one of you guys. Please don't forget to always be yourself. You are valid. Please don't forget to be good to yourself and to others, and I will see all you guys in the next video, which is probably gonna be tomorrow. Bye.